On everybody, it's the front, and we're here for a SmackDown review for Friday, October 28, 2022. Crown Jewel coming next Friday. So SmackDown is being taped tonight to make up for next week because they'll have to be on their way to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia by Thursday of next week. Tonight we had the Brawling Brutes versus the Usos in a grudge match. We had the return of a former women's wrestler who honestly is much better outside of WWE. I'm just going to say that right now. Also, Hero gets a little help from the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, to take on Legado del Fantasma, in what honestly I think was the dumbest booking decision WWE can make for that match tonight. And Uso and Sami Zayn's bickering has been some of the best shit we have seen on WWE television all year, and it's not even close. So we started the show off with, and Ronda Rousey had an open challenge for that woman that came out tonight. Rich Holland and Pete Dunne which Brawling Brutes have new music. They have Brawling Brutes official music. So that was great to hear. Didn't have to come out and listen to Sheamus' theme when Sheamus is not there. Sheamus was married this week with Miro and Drew McIntyre as groomsmen for the event. So that is why Sheamus was written off TV last week. I don't understand why you had to do a big time beatdown with his arm, which it's kind of funny how when these guys are coming out, Michael Cole says that Sheamus has a minor fracture in his elbow and he's got his arm in a sling. Yet Lana is posting pictures from Sheamus' wedding of him just having a good time with his wife, with his new bride, with no sling, no brace, no nothing. So, yeah, I wouldn't have had. First off, I'm sure Triple H is uber happy that those were posted online after they did an injury angle last Friday, and Sheamus was beaten down so badly that he's supposed to be in a brace. And it's that's just funny shit. So this match was good. It was great. Now, of course, before the match started, it wasn't Usos. It was Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn. Before the match, before the bloodline came down, Sami Zayn wanted to have a word with Jay and it's like, listen, man. I know last week was messed up and everything, but we need to be together tonight. We need to be all hands on deck tonight. We need all the help we can get. Make sure that these guys get beat. So when Roman Reigns gets here, he's gonna see us all have our hands raised in the air. So they head to the ring. They have the match. Obviously, now Jimmy and Jay on the outside do help out in the beginning, but you knew things were gonna break down between Jay and Sammy. Which Pete Dunne kicks out. Sammy hits an exploder. Looks for a hell of a kick, but Pete Dunne moves out of the way and ascends to the top. Jay pulls Sammy out of the ring and the pair begin to argue. Sammy's like, what are you doing, man? I got this. I wasn't really hurt down. I was playing possum, man. You gotta let me have this. Solo tries to get in between these two. Rich Holland comes in and takes out both Solo and Jay, allowing Sammy to go in the ring. Pete Dunne rolls about 1, 2, 3, match is over. This earns the Brawling Brutes a tag team title match this coming next Saturday at the Saudi Arabian show. So they get a tag team title match after this. They're still arguing in the ring. Solo tries to get in the way. He pushes Solo away. Jimmy grabs Jay, turns around. They have a stare down. They got the mean face going on. All of a sudden, Roman's music hits. Out comes the head of the table, the man you do not want to fuck with. And they go to commercial break as Michael Cole says, Roman's going to do what he does best and makes these guys wait, and he will address them on his time. So they go to commercial break. They come back. He acknowledges that he wants St. Louis to acknowledge him. They do. He says he's going to switch things up by acknowledging the elephant in the room. He says that Jay and Sammy want to act like kids. They're going to be treated like kids. He believes in fighting in the ring and tells them he wants to air out their issues and get this done because he wants it all fixed now. Sami Zayn says he feels that if there's been communication breakdown as of late with Jay and him, he doesn't understand their beef. He says he can't wrap his head around why he doesn't like him. And he says he doesn't want to keep going like this. He apologized if he has done anything wrong that pissed this guy off. He's sorry. He goes to Shane, he's like, I want to just bury the hatchet. Let's get this done. And Jay's like, you got about 2 seconds to get that out of my face, man. I don't like you. I don't like your hair. I don't like your face. I don't like you being around my family, pretending like you bloodline and everything. How are you bloodline when you ain't even blood? I come here and I will shed my blood for this family when you're not blood. And he's still yelling and stuff. And Sammy's like, dude, why are you yelling at me? The tribal chief wanted this done. He's like, I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says. And Roman got his eyes closed, just like get it, just let it down. As soon as Jay said, I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says, Roman pops his head up, pops his eyes up, and is pissed off. The crowd's chanting, you fucked up. Saying, like, Roman's turning around, he drops the mic, and then he doesn't even have the mic in his hand for a minute, and he just looking at Jay. Sammy gets in between these two. He's like, let's Roman, listen, Roman. Jay didn't mean it. He didn't mean that. He's not being himself lately. He's going through things. He's been through some things. He's been through some stuff. But the dude he hasn't been very oosy lately. Immediately. Like, Jimmy's behind everybody. He's sitting there in the back. He's got his hand over his mouth before anything's even said. He's got his hand over his mouth, knowing that Sammy's going to say something that's going to crack everybody up, and he's going to try and keep his composure. My God. Roman thinks for a second, and then he just starts smiling and smiling. He's like, oh, is that it? Is that all this is? And Jay's got his hand over his mouth, just trying not to laugh. As soon as Roman says, you're just not feeling oofy, he lost it. This entire segment, we didn't see what Solo's reaction was. Paul Heyman doesn't break character for anything. But Jimmy's in the back laughing his fucking ass off, keeping himself as composure as possible. Jay tried to turn away from hard cam, or from whatever camera was on, to try and laugh it. And then Roman's like, okay, here's the thing. You need to figure all this shit out now, or I'm going to do something you ain't going to like. I'm going to take that little tag of honorary out of Zayn's title and make him a full-fledged blown oos. And he says, you know what? No. We're going to even do one even better. We're going to change his name. And Sammy had a big smile on his face, oh my God, I got something. I've been given the best gift of all. As soon as he said, we're going to name him Sami Uso. Crowd starts chant Sami Uso, and Sami Zayn looked like he just had Christmas is coming. Christmas in October. Christmas came so fucking early for this guy. He couldn't have been more happier than to hear Roman Reigns said, I'm going to be a full-blown member and be called Sami Uso. Jay was pissed. That was all we got to hear there. Heyman Plug says, ladies and gentlemen, your tribal chief has called this to a close. Plug's crown jewel before throwing it to a commercial break. And that was that. Oh my, this was the best part of the show. Everything else from here was meh at best. Back from break, we get a video package hyping up the Viking Raiders and Sarah Logan talking in Viking slang and everything. Then we get the mid-male models versus the New Day. This match lasted about 2.5 minutes. Woods tags in, hits his finisher. They hit the finisher, the Midnight Hour, whatever. 1, 2, 3. That's that. Nothing special there. We backstage with Caleb Braxton and Sonya Deville. She's asked Sonya if she's going to answer on this challenge. He says, why would I answer that and give you the, ruin the element of surprise? She makes fun of Liv Morgan again, talks shit on Liv Morgan again, said that, and then Liv Morgan runs in, beats her up, and then officials separate them. They will have a match next week. By the way, SmackDown is being taped tonight for next week. We head backstage to Braun Strowman. Strowman says that there's always a saying that someone is bigger and stronger than you. He says that while Omos might be bigger, he's stronger, and he says that the bigger the challenge, then there's no bigger monster than him. Drowsy comes to the ring and says, the belt's back where it belongs, and holds up the title and says, fans are in luck that she's in the mood for an open challenge. And only the great recognize greatness and tells the fans they're too mediocre to look at it. He says, who's feeling lucky tonight? Out comes the former Tennille Dashwood, now coming back as Emma, to head to the ring for a match. This match was not good at all. Ronda Rousey is so piss poor in the ring. Emma did the best she could. This is not the way to bring Emma back. First off, she, like Michael Cole said, he did some research during commercial break. 5 years to the day, tomorrow, on October 29th, will be 5 years since Emma was released after jobbing out to Asuka, and then of course the whole Leo Rush thing about her not being ready for Asuka, which got him a lot of heat and got in a lot of trouble for him in WWE for a bit. But she's been gone for 5 years. She's been in what? Impact Wrestling that entire time? Who watches Impact anymore? They got Joe Hendry over there. He's fucking great. They got Josh Alexander. They got all this great talent, but they don't have a fucking TV place for people to actually want to watch them. They're on Access TV. Not many people get Access TV, so why the fuck would I be sitting there expecting them to have anything? Like, oh my god. So she comes out to no fucking reaction. It's great to see her back. Having come back to face a heel Ronda Rousey was a fucking mistake, because Emma Tennille is best as a heel. She's got the heel tendencies, the gloves, the glasses. She's got that heel look to her. Trying to have it be a babyface is stupid. The match lasted longer than it needed to. Rousey breaks her eyes, delivers the Piper's Pit, locks in the armbar, and that is that. Commentary announced that 2 matches have been added to the Crown Jewel. Bianca Belair will take on Bayley in a last women's standing match for the Usos that put their undisputed tag team titles on the line against the Brawling Brutes. As we've seen with past women's matches at these shows, I don't know how they're going to be able to do a long last women's standing match. In most women's matches at these Crown Jewel matches have to be in and out, because they are women's matches, and that's how they are in Saudi Arabia. They don't care about the women's wrestling. We head backstage to Roman Reigns' locker room. Jay looks to get in, but Heyman blocks him and says he will put in a good word for him. It's better to hear somebody's grief from me and not you. I am the warden of the Uso Penitentiary, and I always have your back. Shayna Baszler meets up with Ronda Rousey. Ronda, on congratulations on her win, she walks in and says, and Natalya walks in and says, you know, you're the luckiest person right now, because if I were to answer the call, I would be the champion. Baszler walks behind her, nails her in the back, and blocks in the KO for the clutch, and just brings and chokes her out. Ronda is pleased with this action. We have Shiro versus Legado of Van Fantasma, and they have Shinsuke Nakamura as their tag team partner. This is a downgrade, to my opinion, against with Shinsuke Nakamura having to team with Shiro. Now, I will say, I want Santos Escobar versus Shinsuke Nakamura next week on SmackDown. Give it to me, Triple H. Those two facing off in the ring, having the time that they had in the ring, was the best part of this fucking match, no, bar none. Nakamura Santos Escobar should be a title match, title feud, sometime. It's just, they're that fucking good. Like, not for nothing, Nakamura does look a lot more refreshed and revitalized since Triple H took over. I hope we see more from him. Him versus Legado versus Santos Escobar would be fantastic. Nakamura hit the Kinshasa on Cruz del Toro, and that was that. We head backstage to Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman tells him to watch a piece of footage and plays the footage of 2-man boxing. Reigns asks why they're watching, and Heyman says it takes one lucky punch, and Reigns is like, he's not going to get that punch. Heyman tells a story about his time when Paul broke his hand. Reigns says Paul has only 2 matches. Heyman says it's a good time to take up his absence and says he's going to fire up the private jet. Break, we get a backstage with Kayla Braxton and LA Knight. Yeah. Says that he should handle his own introductions from now on before he gets to be able to do anything else. Ricochet walks in and says he might get a great warm-up reception if he didn't act like he was a God's gift to SmackDown. After a little bit more back and forth, Knight says he is God's gift to SmackDown and walks out. Karrion Kross versus Madcap Moss. So this match was a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be. I know Madcap Moss is great in the ring. He's good in the ring. It's definitely a good hand to have. But Kross, this is his first match back since he got absolutely murdered by Drew McIntyre in the parking lot the Friday after Extreme Rules. As I said, of course, Sheamus got married this week, so I don't know exactly where him and his wife got married, but Drew McIntyre was one of the group's man or best man, so he was there, so he couldn't be on SmackDown tonight to continue the storyline. Cross jacket picks up the he hits down the rabbit hole. Right hand back of Moss's head for the win. After the match, he locks in the cross jacket, dresses McIntyre, says Moss put up a much better fight than he did because he's not a coward or a hypocrite. He says the history will repeat himself as officials try to separate him, and when they lock him inside that cage, he will fall and pray. And he just continues to hold on this cross jacket until Madcap Moss is pretty much inches from saying goodbye to this world. Then eventually, let's go. And then SmackDown ends with the Bray Wyatt stuff. And again, it's crap. Do not give a shit about any of this. It's crap. It's crap. It's wearing thin. I already see people on social media getting very tired of this. We're getting the same shit over and over. Oh, I'm great. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and then it cuts to somebody on the Titantron who is either Bray in a mask or somebody else in a mask. I don't give a shit. It's boring. It's dumb. It's a waste of time. Get it off my television. Let me know when this guy's actually going to have a feud with somebody, and no, it better not be with fucking Roman Reigns. You just brought this guy back, we're not going to want to see, oh wait, let's put him against Roman. Dumb. Like I said, the best and only thing worth watching on the show was the Roman Reigns bloodline stuff in the ring. That was fantastic. The rest of the show was mid. But now your SmackDown review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Follow me on Minds of the France Club, follow me on twitch.tv/the France Club, and follow me on Instagram at the France Club. And I'll see you guys on Monday for Raw. Until then, my name's the France, and I'll see you guys later.